What I want you to do right now is close your eyes. Close your eyes and relax your mind. Imagine yourself in ancient Greece. The year is 280 BC. It's a warm summer night on the island of Rhodes, and you're walking along the beach with friends. You look up and see the Colossus of Rhodes, a marvelous giant, so big you can barely think it's real. Yes, it does look like one of the gods, the same gods that you pray to at nights. In this moment of awe, you can't recall a happier moment. Today we are going to be talking about the Colossus of Rhodes, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. At the time, it was a marvel of architecture. Built in Rhodes, Greece, it was constructed by the architect Haris of Lindos in 280 BC. The backstory is quite interesting. Alexander the Great was a huge warlord who ruled a vast territory. When he died in 323 BC, the question came up, who will rule now? Alexander's generals fought over this question, each wanting to rule. Finally, the 3 most powerful generals, Seleucus, Ptolemy, and Antigonus, split the land, each going their own way. Antigonus ruled over Rhodes, but the people wanted Ptolemy, who was in Egypt. This made Antigonus mad, so he sent his son to punish the people of Rhodes. The son, named Demetrius, waged war on Rhodes, bringing with him an army of 40,000 men enforced with Aegean pirates. 40,000 was more than the population of Rhodes itself. To fight, the Rhodians built huge walls which could not be scaled. A siege was laid. But time was not wasted. Demetrius began building machines of war, such as large towers that had the best protection against arrows, fire, and any other weapons. By the time all of this was done, however, a year had passed. In that year, Ptolemy had been contacted. Egyptian ships came out of the horizon, and Demetrius had no choice but to withdraw. Ptolemy was king again. The war was over and peace was restored. The people of Rhodes melted the bronze left from Demetrius's machines of death, and with it built a huge statue to commemorate their victory. This statue was the Colossus of Rhodes. It depicted the sun god Helios, patron god of Rhodes. As the myth follows, Helios would drive his chariot, that was made out of the sun, every day from east to west. His chariot was driven with golden steeds. More about the statue. It took 12 years to build, from 292 BC to 280 BC. The statue's height, although debated, can be narrowed down to 98 to 120 feet high. It may not seem like much now, but in the ancient world, this was massive. However, much like the other wonders of the world, the statistics differ immensely. Some say that the statue was placed on a white marble stone pedestal in Mandraki Harbor, while others say that it was built on a barrier out in the ocean. Some say that in the statue, Helios was nude, while others say he had a cloak. And some even say that he had a spiked crown, or aureole, which Helios is known to wear. An aureole is a circle of light. Nevertheless, I have had the pleasure of visiting Rhodes myself, and this build is based off of a guidebook that I got in Rhodes itself. The statue stood for more than half a century, but was destroyed by an earthquake in 226 BC. The statue's knees collapsed, and the entire upper half fell onto the land. The broken remains stayed for 800 years until Rhodes was taken over by Muslim forces, led by a caliph named Muiwa I. He sold the remains to a merchant of Edessa, a city near Mesopotamia. It is said that he loaded all the bronze of the statue onto 900 camels. About Rhodes. This Greek island is still home to the castles of the Crusades and the siege walls of the war with Demetrius. These places are now called the Old City. In many areas of the city, you can still find archaeological remains from centuries ago. For instance, at the Archaeological Museum, there is a marble coffin with an opening that allows anyone to peek in. Inside, a grinning skull and a broken skeleton. Greek culture is very strong here, especially the epic mythology of Greece, which is very popular. Where would Percy Jackson be without these stories? Rhodes' main city is Rhodos, with a population of 90,000 people. It is here that the Colossus was placed. The government in Rhodes is a parliament system combined with a republic. And as the island is a tourist attraction, most people speak more than one language, the two most popular being Greek and English. The beaches in Rhodes are amazing, with sea life and fish just a few feet from the shore, and water the deepest blue imaginable. The main dishes include gyros and souvlaki. Gyros are wraps, usually pork, placed on a pita bread spread with tzatziki, a cucumber yogurt dip, lettuce, tomatoes, and sometimes even french fries. Souvlaki, on the other hand, is a skewer of meat, again usually pork. It is char-boiled on a grill. The music in Greece is very popular. Music has been ever present in Greek lives, all the way since the beginning of the myth of Apollo, the god of music. He played the lyre, a stringed instrument. Here's a sample of traditional Greek music, one of the most prominent types of music in Greek culture.
Μες στα δισκάδικα όταν βρίσκω πελάτες άγνωστους να ακούν δικό μου δίσκο, νιώθω μυστήρια ταραχή και φεύγω αμέσως από εκεί.
Let's go over what we learned today. The Colossus of Rhodes was built on the island of Rhodes in 280 BC to honor the Greek god Helios and celebrate victory against Demetrius, son of a king who had been sent to punish Rhodes. The Colossus was an amazing piece of architecture, even though the specifics are unknown. It was made of bronze, melted from the war machines left behind by Demetrius. It stood for many years until it was destroyed by a massive earthquake in 226 BC. It was then sold by the Muslim leader who took over Greece 800 years later. However, the statue is still a powerful symbol of hope and victory, and will always evoke a sense of wonder. Thanks for watching.